So what is flexible dieting? So the first thing that you notice about flexible dieting is the term, right? Flexible. The idea here is to achieve flexibility in your diet. And the second part, dieting, the important part to understand about flexible dieting as a concept is it's more of a way of eating versus a diet that has a start and an end. So you commonly hear this in the nutrition space as like a lifestyle, and it's also been called a lifestyle diet, and that's one way to look at it. But the way that we really want to understand this, and the way that I want you to think about it as you're hearing the details through this video, is that it's more of a way of eating. So that said, how do we start with flexible dieting? Like, where did this idea come from? And the idea came from basically, if you think of like a chicken, rice, and broccoli diet, which isn't maybe technically a real thing, but you know that it's out there. Chicken, rice, and broccoli is the way to go. Like it's for whatever reason become this like healthy meal after you like around training, or people who train a lot eat chicken, rice, and broccoli. And the reality behind that truth is that all of those things offer some sort of benefit to someone who's training, and really someone who's not training. But it's also really, really easy and accessible. Broccoli is probably one of the most accessible vegetables that you can get, and rice is super easy to make, and so is chicken breast. And that's why people just eat it to death. Like literally, they will eat it like nonstop. So instead of thinking I've got to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli 7 days a week just to make it work or get myself results, well, how can we be a little bit more flexible with this? And this is really what I hammer into my clients and anyone else that's having struggles in basically adhering to their diet because they're bored of it, or they're sick of it, or they don't even like eating the food that they're eating anymore. Because that needs to be like, that's an integral piece of your nutrition, is that you have to like it. You should like it, right? And most foods you should like. So the idea comes in, so if I don't have chicken, what can I have? Well, there's lean cuts of pork tenderloin, right? It's a very, very lean cut of pork, and you're getting a lot of that protein that you would get from the chicken, and you're still eating a relatively low fat, like lean protein. So yeah, you can make that switch. What about turkey to beef? There's lean cuts, lean grinds of beef. Can you do that? Of course. Yeah, that works. Sure. What about strawberries? Strawberries to blueberries? Yeah, we're moving a different berry. You're going to get a little bit of a different micronutrient profile through all of them, but you're just switching it up, keeping relatively the same macronutrient profile, but you have this variety in there, and that variety is appealing. So let's go a little bit further. What about ice cream? Can I have ice cream instead of a source of other carbs and fats? Well, yeah, if the quantity is, works. What about pizza? That's kind of got a little bit of everything, but it's a lot of everything for a serving. But yeah, sure, if it fits your macros. Donuts, carbs and fats. What about beer? All those things, given a quantity approach, can work within a diet. What's happened is this bastardized version of flexible dieting came because the response, or the idea behind this, is if it fits your macros, you can switch chicken to pork, turkey to beef, strawberries to blueberries, rice to potatoes, quinoa to oats, or whatever you want to do. But people were also seeing results doing this. Less nutrient-dense foods, more hyper-palatable, pretty much whatever you want, but it fit the macros. And if it fits the macros, you can still get the result out of body composition. But what you miss there is the nutrient density and the ability to carry that out for quality results over a longer time. So the idea of flexible dieting is a technique for variety used to increase adherence. So even when you can fit these things in here, it's because you're keeping a mindful approach around quantity, but you have a quality focus, you have a quality emphasis. So what's out on flexible dieting? What's left out? Unlike other diets where you see all these types of things kicked out because They are basically the number one obstacle in what it is you're trying to achieve through a diet. So you see diets that kick out, you see low fat diets, low or no carb diets, right? Don't eat fruit, don't eat gluten, don't eat grains, meat, sugar, dairy, booze. You see them all. There's nothing excluded in here that has to do with your ability to stay within that quantity approach and your dietary preference. So if you're dairy intolerant, lactose intolerant, that's probably not something that you want to do, right? You're already facing, you already want to be limiting. So the idea behind this is all these things that are bastardized, or all these things that are left out of other diets, can be included in this diet, but it has to follow preference and it should support your quality. Okay, so if we can eat all of that, we can have all of those groups in there, what do we have to do? What does matter? And so we start here, okay? We have calories, protein, carbs, fat. Oh, cool, macros, that's what we were just talking about, right? Hit my calories, I'm within calories, hit my protein, carbs, and fat. Those things are all good. Good to go, let's eat some donuts. All right, there's a couple more things that you want to keep in mind. Now these are more specifically within food quality, but there are other things within your life that you want to make sure are good too. So sleep, diet, and stress. Those are 3 areas where we want to be consistent and know what to expect. We're adhering to a specific routine. What about these ones? So after your calories, protein, carbs, and fat, you want to make sure that you're getting proper hydration. That's pretty straightforward. You're getting enough water. Then fiber. Fiber from nutrient-dense vegetables or other sources of fiber. You got some beans in there too, quinoa, that stuff works for you too. But that's going to help your digestion. And then you have micronutrients. And that's going to come from the different variety of foods, especially the nutrient-dense foods that you eat and introduce. So actually having chicken and pork, or tuna and salmon, right? Having those varieties of different proteins are helpful, turkey and beef. Strawberries and blueberries and kiwis and bananas and apples and oranges. Okay, all those different varieties help cover your micronutrient profile to make sure that your body is working, all systems are working and supported by the micronutrients that it needs. Now we hit freedom. This is where the idea of the 90-10 or 80-20 principles come in. But instead of taking a specific percentage, I like to look at it this way. Because it really doesn't, it really helps you focus on the quality side of things and really what you need to get for your body. And then in the time when it comes to go through a fat loss phase, you know how much freedom you have or don't have there, or what to expect from your results, or what you need minimally in order to experience quality within your training, your performance, and your nutrition and the results within. So this is the idea of flexible dieting, is being able to, yes, eat different varieties that fit your macros, and have some freedom with macros beyond your minimums, your requirements. So once we've taken care of hydration, fiber, micros, then we can hit that free spot there. And you can have some freedom. So I hope this helps you provide an idea of what flexible dieting actually is, how you can use it in your life, and how to apply it for success over long term, so that your nutrition is not only effective for your specific goal, but over your lifestyle.